Office, we have Mr. Shola Abiala in the studio. You're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, what's been happening?
A lot has been happening, but for just the information of our viewers, we are changing the title of that of this program from the Rector's Office to FPI Agenda. Now, from the name, you discover that we want to enlarge the scope. We don't want it to be seen as if it is only from the Director's Office you want to be hearing.
Hello.
There's something I put on the platforms yesterday, that this program is to let us know what is happening on the campus. And it might be very difficult for everybody to be sending everything to Rector's Office while we'll be giving it out. So we are enlarging the scope of the program.
Okay.
It's from tomorrow, it will be called FPI Agenda. So in this program, we will be bringing different people, starting from the management, to HODs, to deans of schools, to directors of service units, to head of units. You see, you wouldn't know, like in news gathering, you wouldn't know where news can break. News can break anywhere, anytime. So if we restrict this thing to director's office alone, it will become drab and dry. You may not have enough information. So that's why we will be bringing people before it is, if it is like tomorrow now. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. But do not say that I said the deputy rector administration. Maybe they're not hearing me at all.
No one.
At all.
No one is
So
listening.
we'll be coming. And when they come, we want to hear what is happening directly from their offices and on campus. You know, like the DSA will come when it is from the DSA. Maybe we even inculcate that, bring them in, they will tell us what is happening. Even student union president, even anybody, because no one is nobody on campus. Everybody is somebody. So that is the new scope of the program.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. But let's move forward.
Okay.
What do you have for us today?
Today, we want to tell you that there have been appointments and appointments of directors, deputy directors, but we wouldn't want a situation whereby we will let the cat out of the bag just like that. But I want to tell you that tomorrow, some people will be surprised that when we begin to release that. And most of the things we want to do is that we want them to, there are some good news that can give you heart attack. We don't pray that to happen. Good news. It's not only bad news that gives heart attack. Good news too. Like Big Sam now. Just you got to somewhere and you're just told that your wife delivered 7 plates. You know, 7 plates. 1, 2, 3.
I don't even have a wife yet.
That's a good news that will give somebody heart attack. Hey, when did I get married that I'm having? So we want to cut it out such things. Yesterday we wanted to talk about the constitution of the governing council.
Yes.
The inauguration of the governing council. You know, the governing council has been inaugurated, but we want to get their profile. It's not just good. If I mention the name, there are thousands of people that can bear that name. If you just say Shola Abiala, you don't know. It's only here that you know I'm the only Shola Abiala. There may be thousands of Shola Abiala. If you now say Shola Abiala is now a member of the company, and they begin to congratulate so many Shola Abialas outside, you must give them that title, even if they are not the one. So that one is there. There was this story of one of our students, Comfort something. I want to get that detail. I sent a letter to the HOD to give me the full details. There is these competitions that are organized by deans of schools of engineering all over the nation. Okay. So, and there was a competition that one of our students partook. Many of them partook in that student, but one came second. That means the Federal Polytechnic, Ilaro, came second in that program. So when we get the details, the project executed by the student, the full name of the student, and what next. If it is a national level now, what next is happening, because it's not a one-off type of a thing. After qualifying from that stage, what next? So I'm sure by tomorrow we'll give you details of that. And then I've also been hearing from the student populace that their shuttle buses are doing very, very well.
Yeah.
They are doing very, very well. Yesterday, after leaving this place, I was deliberately driving around, and I would just see one coming this way, see another one going this way, and I stopped to interview some students, and they told me, yes, that at least it is relieving. You know, students, you people are Oliver Twist. Everybody will be man. We gave you 5 jeton. We're asking for additional 5. So information, news, and something like that. But particularly those who are looking at us now, those who are watching us from home, especially those who are members of management in this school, heads of departments, deans of schools, directors of service units, we can call on you at any point in time. So get your stories ready, get your activities ready, and when next we come, it might be your turn.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to fast forward back a little bit about the governing council, those that were elected. When were they re-elected?
It is not a re-election. You know,
it's an appointment.
It's an appointment.
It's
sorry.
an appointment.
Yeah.
You know, we used to have a governing council, and I think by virtue of every government, when there is a new government in place, they will dissolve the existing council and they will inaugurate. You know, there was a time when some names were peddled around as members of governing council of various tertiary institutions in Nigeria.
Yes.
But there were little skirmishes here and there, and that list has to be recalled by the presidency. The presidency has now re-inaugurated the something and has forwarded names. I want a situation whereby I will not just only mention our own, I want to mention some other institutions that are close by and with authority. In this type of situation, you don't just say anything. You speak so that when they find out, they say, okay, it is true. Not that I will say something here, then tomorrow to be another thing.
Okay.
So on that issue of the governing council, I don't want to talk until I hear from my rector, because he attended the inauguration.
Okay, so away from that aspect, let's really talk about. Well, we might still come back to that. I wouldn't know if Dami is done. Yeah. So I was going to ask you, in your capacity as the deputy registrar for the public relations unit, you know, what happened to the FPI newsletter? We used to have the hard copy of FPI. So what has happened to it?
There is something some people say that Ajeni Amonkan, you could be one of the Ajes. Sometimes ago, the rector forwarded a hard copy of FCEO newsletter. We used to have newsletter here.
Of course.
But you agree with me that every organization is trying to go paperless, and digital communication is taking over. You see, the problem we encounter with such hard copy something is distribution. When you we publish in thousands. We give to sister institutions. We give to, when a guy is traveling, you take along. You discover this data, even newspapers. I watch you people presenting today is the newspaper. I didn't see any newspaper. I was only seeing news phone. You are reading from the news phone, not from the newspaper. So that is what is happening. So I wrote a proposal to the rector, which he had gracefully approved.
Okay.
That instead of having the hard newspaper newsletter, which is going moribund archaic, so said we should do online, and we've been doing online.
Okay, about doing online, yeah. I want to believe that what you mentioned, the distribution of the the newsletter has not really been, fantastic, because as far as I'm concerned,
it has even stopped even before the establishment of the mass communication department. It has been long.
But how accessible and how can students access this?
It will be on the website.
That's the Poly website?
Yes, it will be on the Poly website. so that anybody, you don't have to.
So are you saying that if we check right now on Poly website, we get the latest? So what was the last edition that was done, sir? The last edition of the.
It was long at last. I'm telling you, most of the stories.
Is it a monthly basis or weekly?
When we talk on online, it's daily.
Daily.
Okay.
Events that are taking place, as we are posting it on our platforms, we will be posting it to the website. And it is not everything. You know that there are some stories that are meant for internal consumptions.
Yeah.
There are certain things that are meant for internal consumption. So as soon as we do it, there is something here now. There is what we normally do is that we have FPI online newsletter. That one is there. So I am a member, the director, CICT is a member, and some other things. So as soon as I publish my own stories on the platforms, the one that I feel should go on the website, I will forward it to that platform.
Poly TV show, and this segment we have someone very amazing, and Big Sam, you should introduce that person.
All right, we have the social engine, the social engine room, and the social vibes. Give me the vibe, you know. He's the social director of the Student Union of the Federal Polytechnic, Ilaro. I'm talking about Comrade David Akane. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, so quickly, let's get to it. The fact that you are the social director of the Student Union, it speaks a whole lot. Yeah. And I wouldn't know the level of your of how sociable you are as a person. Like, can you tell us a bit, you know?
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to be here, and thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome.
I'm a well-known DJ in
Okay.
the community of Ilaro.
Wow. Okay. So what's your name, your brand name?
Joes.
DJ Joes.
That's
Oh.
amazing.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I'm a bit social. In the part of music, entertainment, some other stuff. But you know, people always take this social life to some extent, like maybe courtesan parts, drinking, illegal smoking.
So you don't drink?
I drink.
Okay.
But
responsibly.
Yeah, I drink.
What matter is the social life.
And how about, do you smoke?
No, I don't smoke.
You don't smoke. I wasn't even expecting to say you smoke anyway, because we're on here. Okay.
No, I don't smoke. I only drink, and that is when I go on occasions.
Okay.
So that's the level of my social.
Wow. Okay.
You
good.
do it responsibly. You
yes,
don't overdo it.
I do it responsibly.
Okay, so you're the social director of the student union.
Yes.
What is that one thing you can say that makes you qualify as, okay, I deserve social director? One reason.
You know, as a DJ, I have many experience.
Okay.
Since my ND1, I've been a DJ since my ND1.
Wow, that's
and this is my HND2. So I've gathered many experience to make me, yes, I'm qualified for this position.
So what department are you from?
Nutrition and dietetics.
Wow, nutrition and dietetics. I think that department seems to have a whole lot of talent, and that reminds me of one of our guests on that spoke about fashion the other time. I think she's also from nutrition and dietetics, probably change one or so. So what is a nutritionist doing in a social circle? Yeah. How did you find yourself there?
When I first mentioned my department, you will feel like nutrition and dietetics, how is that related to DJ?
Yes.
You know, in this life, as a youth, you go to school, and apart from school, you have your handwork.
Okay.
That on that handwork, you'll be seeing little change to survive yourself. Yeah. Nutrition and dietetics, I would say that it doesn't have any impact to social life, but you just have to go to school to have that education, to have that certificate. And also at the other end, you must have your source of income apart from the education.
So I was going to find out from you, outside your DJ, what else do you do again? You break people's hearts, you break ladies' hearts, you know? Is that one of your hobby?
My DJ.
What do you do?
You also break ladies' hearts, right?
No, I don't do that.
Okay.
You know, it has a whole lot of
ladies broke my heart.
Really? Can you just give us an insight into that heartbreak? Just give us. There's a song by Burna Boy that says
crying on the show.
No, of course. Burna Boy said, he said last he don't cast. Now everybody go chop breakfast. So you said don't chop. Tell us about that your heartbreak.
If I start,
let's start with what's her name?
Her name is Ayomide.
Ayomide, wherever you are, you're listening. You broke the heart of David. No, that's okay.
Let's not allow him say the story, but how do you handle the breakup?
Okay, I wanted students to learn from his experience, So just give us an insight into what happened,
If I start to talk about it, I might end up crying because
DJ Jones wants to Jones. You're gonna end up crying. So that I think that heartbreak really, got you bad or something.
Yes. That was when I was in 92 anyways.
92.
Now I'm
Wow.
I passed through that stage.
That stage.
Yes, I passed through that stage.
Okay, fine.
Are you in a relationship now?
Am I ready?
Are you in a relationship now?
Yes, I'm in a relationship.
Wow.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Serious or
With
playful?
my God, though.
I don't understand. I don't understand. What is that supposed to mean? With your God or with are you in a relationship?
With a human being.
No, don't put any any suffix. Are you in a relationship?
A relationship? Yes, I am.
So why were you denying the poor girl
I have a
before?
girlfriend.
You have a girlfriend. So do you intend to keep things serious with her?
Yes.
And you
We are
love her
serious
so
with each
much.
other.
I hope you won't come and start crying again that she broke your heart.
I hope so.
You hope so?
Okay, so don't mind Big Sam. Let's move away from there. So as a social director, what are your plans for the students?
This school that we are in, we have to abide by the school rules.
Okay.
And even abiding by the school rules, that doesn't mean we shouldn't do anything social activities.
Yes.
So this session, we have a lot, and not really a lot.
Okay.
We only have, this session we'll be organizing a talent hunt event, and that's coming up on Thursday,
Okay.
11th July. And after the talent hunt event, we also have the SU week, we have dinner and award night, and we have the SUD. But the upcoming one that everyone is aware of is the talent hunt event. That's where we have many students coming out to showcase their skills, their creativity, their talents, and they will be given some cash prize and more connection.
Well,
that's interesting.
definitely.
And this is just on a lighter mode. If you were given a ticket, you're given an entry to Chivido's wedding, or a ticket to go watch the finals of the Euros 2024, which would you prefer?
I would prefer Davido's wedding.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Why?
Because getting to that wedding, lot of connections.
But the fact that you don't know
Connections.
people, do you think there will be any connection? You're going to see.
But do you also
People meet them.
understand going to the finals of the Euros 2024,
24.
where you will get to see players like Mbappe, players like probably Ronaldo might be around, great players like that, Lamine Yamal and the like. So that means you don't watch football.
Concerning the Euro 2024 final, going there, when you go there and you meet the likes of those people that you mentioned, you just take a snap, a signature, everything, no connection.
Okay.
But when you go to Davido's wedding, at least there will be a DJ there, and I can tell you that I'm a DJ. Also, let me showcase this thing. From there, people, this guy is good. Let me get his contact. And before someone can be invited to that kind of event, even people around they'll be like, this guy is not a small boy. So that's it.
That's great. I see you talk more on connection. You believe in connection, right?
Yes.
Why do you believe in connection?
You see, this life, the Yoruba says that even God will help you, but God must come down to help
To
you.
help you.
God will send a fellow human being.
to help you.
And this Nigeria, before I can get to this position that I am, it is through connection.
And yes, and someone said your network is equivalent to your net worth. So it is how you're able to network with people is what will determine the amount of success and wealth you're able to amass over the year. I think that's fantastic. I must admit. And quickly, let's talk about before now. the student union normally have a night party on campus, but some things have changed over the years. And I could remember as far as 2020 or so, there was a plea, with the students, with the DSA, for them to host a night party on campus, but that wasn't, they weren't permitted then. So do you think if you were to choose a night party on campus, and then,
do you even plan of choosing a night party? For example, the SU day. Do you plan on extending the time?
You can't even plan on doing that because DSA would not allow. You get so. I was going to ask about wish now. Do you really wish to host a night party on campus if you were given the opportunity?
Well, I would say that night party is a very great event for students.
Okay.
But at the same time, we are on campus, and during a night party, number one, we must guarantee 100% security. Mm-hmm. And I want to say that there's no how you have some 100% security, right. And there won't be any form of maybe disagreement. Yeah. Because I can say most guys, we always have disagreements. Okay. Maybe when DJ is playing, you dancing with my girl, everything. Before security can interfere, or to move go, you understand? Okay. So I think that's what the school is trying to prevent. Okay. No form of casualty. Just have your day during the day where everything is bright.
Right. Okay.
And even during the day, I can't say that I want to fight because before I raise my hand, one student have already told me that don't fight too. So I don't think night party should be encouraged on campus.
That's great. The DSA, the segment before yours, it mentions that anytime above 10 p.m. the students shouldn't be outside, and there are lots of social activities out there that is not organized by the school, but some are students of the school who are MCs, DJs, and the likes. So is there anything that you're planning for the safety of the student, or how to help them, stay safe, basically? Because 10 p.m. when you're seen outside, you'll be captured.
Concerning that, I would say that the school is also trying to provide safety for the students, because all the students on campus, they are under the school security, school authority, and they are the ones providing safety. So I would say that the curfew that they place that, okay, when you are out 10 p.m. and you are going home, well, it depends. If you are an ordinary student and you went out and you are going home around 10, you must have a reason for going out and going back home around 10. You must have a profession like an MC that we've mentioned, an MC, DJ. If I go to work and I always return home around 12, on my way I will meet police. But once I show them my ID card, my DJ ID card, that I'm coming from my workplace, they will understand.
How about those of us that are not DJs, that we are just students?
My only advice that I'll just advise them that if you are going for an event and you know that it's an overnight, if you don't have the intention of sleeping at that event, it's better you get to your home before 11 p.m.
Okay, so is this what you want to say, or you're saying this because of the DSA?
No, it's because of the security of all of us.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and I'm going to find out from you, Comrade David Akoni, DJ Jones. Yeah, I want to find out from you a very important aspect of your administration. As a social director of the Student Union, Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, there is this aspect of drug and substance abuse, and I must bring it to you that you are aware that one of the problems we have is the aspect of youth trying to indulge in this drug and substance abuse. Yeah. And do you think this should be something we should be worried about, especially on campus here at the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro? Or you think it's not really something we should bother ourselves on?
Yeah. Of course, it is something the school management should be worried about. Drug abuse should be totally cancelled.
Okay.
Because many youth, they are under influence of drug, and once one is under influence of drug, they act mischievously and do things in their own mind. That they might think they are doing the wrong thing, but to us that are not under the influence of drug, we feel like, what is this one doing? Doing rubbish, doing this. So I would just say that the school management should be worried. And I would say that the school management, they are also trying to end that drug abuse. So
thank you so much. So my last take today before we wrap up this segment is, what do you have to say about students dressing indecently? Thinking they are socializing, thinking they are acting social, they're like following the trend. What do you have to say to that?
I would say that students dressing indecently, àwọn Yorùbá máa ń sọ wípé ilé la ti ń kọ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ lóde. So ọmọ tó bá kọ́ nílé, he or she won't be dressing indecent. And ọmọ tó bá jẹ́ kọ́ nílé, he or she will have a respect. Okay, the school management has cancelled this type of dressing. And it's not about following trend. You are in a school. The school has its own rules and regulations, which you must abide. If you want to dress indecent, you can go back to your house and dress indecent. But once you are in school, you have to follow the school rules and regulations.
Okay, so we have some vox pop of students talking about indecent dressing and how the Polytechnic react to indecent dressing. So let's go watch that vox pop. We'll be right back. And the social director, Comrade David Akoni, is still with us in the studio.
Moses.
Okay, so what's your take on indecent dressing?
Indecent dressing. Indecent dressing. No, I don't know indecent dressing. I don't know why is indecent dressing. Me myself. Okay.
So what's your take on indecent dressing?
It don't mean anything now. It don't mean anything. If you don't dress normal, it's your life. And if you dress normal, it will make you look like a responsible person. But if you dress like it's your own problem. They will not respect you. But if you dress responsible, they will respect you. They will give you the regards that you deserve. So that's it.
How do the Federal Polytechnic react to indecent dressing?
They are very strict on dressing. You have to dress well. As for guys, you don't have to sag, and you don't have to dress like a crazy fellow. But as for the ladies, they have to dress decent. They have to be different from those street girls. They have to be different. And in the school gates, you also see that they have some banners there that, okay, this is how you should dress, your belt, everything. You have to dress corporate. That's how you are a student of FPI.
Okay, on the scale of 1 to 10, how can you rate your social life?
My own social life. 6.
How about your academic life?
Academic life, I'll give it 7.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So who is in again?
Bello of Fatima.
Okay, so you're a Muslim?
Yes, I'm a Muslim.
We have some other students that are also Muslim that don't dress this way.
Yes.
Why did you choose to dress this way?
I chose to dress this way because I didn't like to expose my body. I just like to cover my body all the time, always.
Okay, so there are some other Muslim students that they are Muslim. Some of them you see them in their hijab, some of them will just dress indecently. What do you have to say about that?
Maybe
it has to do with their upbringing.
Yes, maybe because of their background. Because if they were well cultured, if they are well cultured, they're supposed to know that they have the right to cover their body, not to expose their body for just anything.
Okay, so what can you say to the Muslim sisters out there? Muslim sisters and brothers?
I didn't have much to say that they should try and try their best to cover their body, dress decent for their dignity. So that's it, sir. Yeah, thank you, ma. I'm grateful.
back. You're still on to Poly TV, Ilaru, and that was some of the response we got from students as regard indecent dressing. And we still have with us in the studio today, Comrade David Akoni, the Student Union Social Director for the year 2024. So, Comrade, you heard what some of the students said about indecent dressing. Do you really think it should be allowed on campus or not? And there was a saying yesterday from one of our guests that said indecent dressing is costly, expensive, but dressing decently is less expensive. Do you agree to that?
You know, indecent dressing, I would say that if you dress indecent, you'll be addressed indecently.
Okay.
The way you are dressed is the way you'll be addressed. Okay. If you dress like a crazy being, you will be addressed. So I'll just say that we are students, and the school we are in, they are training us to be a better person in the future. So we just have to dress decently and abide by the school rules regulations.
Okay, thank you so much. The last question I have for you is, what do you have for the student? What do you have to say to the student, especially about the coming talent hunt on Thursday?
The students should come out in full
force.
In full force. Come and showcase your talent, your skills, your creativity. And if you are a business owner, trade fair is also available for you to market your goods. And if you can support us in any form, sponsorship. Coming. Thank you.
Okay, so before you go, you made mention of showcasing talent, and we have one of our viewers on social media who has requested, and this is Wahab, and he commented and requested that you should do something for us as a social director of the students. That they want to see you do some, they want to see the vibe, give them the vibe, something. Just do anything. Maybe you want to sing, you want to just give us something. You shouldn't be his mouthpiece. Let him talk. He's talking himself.
I'm not a singer actually.
Okay.
I'm not a singer actually, and I'm not a hype man.
So you might want to do something. You might want to give us a beat, maybe just a beat, and then maybe Dami would sing. Who knows? Just anything. Okay, let's go. Let's have it. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you so much for coming on today's show. Thank you so much, Comrade David Akoni, the sport director, and I hope
social director.
Social director, and I hope the students as well will come to the talent hunt and showcase their talent, and as well come with their businesses, sponsors. So now we are moving to the next segment of the program. It's still the Poly TV show. Audio Jungle. We're on the Center State segment and we have transportation. We're going to be discussing transportation. So Sam, I want to show this question to you. Transportation these days, what can you say about it?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, transportation, we moved from the traditional means of transport to the modern means, and that's talking about the bus rides, talking about the motorcycle, talking about of this PMS, what they call it, how it's been increasing and all that has affected how a lot of people, and now people are going for more fuel efficient means of transportation, and that's why people tell you that they don't want to buy Benz because Benz is had too many fuel and all that. So
and we even have some people sell their cars because of these cars consuming fuel.
Fuel, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a saying that if you never chop, well, I no go buy Benz.
So now let's talk about the modern days transportation. We have cars, we have motorcycles.
Okay.
We have tricycles. We have mini buses, mini shuttle buses.
We have bicycle.
Yes. We have longer buses.
We have horses.
No, that's traditional, but let's not go traditional yet.
Okay.
Yes, I want us to focus on the modern means of transportation.
Then if it's modern, I think we might want to exempt bicycle, because bicycle, as far as I'm concerned, is one of oldest means of transportation. It's been there since our forefathers. I think more
but bicycle, if you notice something, there was a time that the hike of fuel emanated, and people were like,
I also got a bicycle.
You see what I'm talking about? So a lot of people, you see them riding their bicycles. You understand, like from one offices to the other to get some things. Some people even ride their bicycle to go get groceries, to get one or two things as well.
And that brings me to the point that I think the government needs to do more. They need to do better, because in terms of transportation, if you look at the means, I'm talking about the road networking. The road is designed basically for to allow for just vehicles, and maybe there's supposed to be a lane for passerbys and lane for motorcycles. For bicycles. But that's not the case. And if you go to other countries, countries that are much more advanced, you see that on their roads they have places for motorcycles and for bicycles.
Marginal line.
Exactly. So you don't have to start.
That's in Lagos. But let's talk about Ogun State. I think the Ogun State governor will be watching us right now. Let's hope he's watching, and I believe that he's going to do something about that. But I think there are road enforcers. Is it the FRSC that help people with crossing? Asking the cars to stop, and for people passerby to cross, and all of those things. So very soon, I'm very sure that the federal government and the state government will look into that. Now let's now come back to the polytechnic. For the student, we have motorcycles.
You have the long shuttle buses.
Yes, we have the mini shuttle buses. Yes.
Yeah, that's AKA Yai bus.
We also have ladies' bike. I don't know. Should I also call that motorcycle?
No, yeah, I think that's another point we might want to. Yeah, that's motorcycle, and I think ladies' bike.
Advanced motorcycle.
And did you also observe that there was an hike in the what's it called?
Yes, I noticed. And also, like fuel, it keeps increasing. It keeps increasing. We also have plane, for transportation. We have plane. We have train as well.
Plane for that Polilaro. I think there was a time we had helicopter about twice or so on campus here.
Yes,
I can remember very well.
Yes,
but I think I mentioned full efficiency, and that brings us to the point that one of the reasons why students had to jettison their motors and their vehicles, was because
vehicle isn't allowed in the polytechnic. Now
that's one reason.
Ladies' bike.
That's one reason. So another reason why some of them still decide to go for ladies' bike is because of the fact that in terms of the fuel, it doesn't really consume. So it's really fuel efficient. In fact, some of them they buy as little as 500 naira. That's not even up to a liter. Yeah, of course. And to and fro, they are good to go.
Okay, thank you. So we have some clips that showcase the means of transportation of the student of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. I think we can go watch that. And okay. We still have more to say, but let's go on a short break. We'll be right back. welcome back. It's still the Poly TV show, and I hope you enjoyed that clip that buttressed our point talking about the modern day transportation, and that is the shuttle buses of the Polytechnic. That is the means of transportation of the student of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, starting from the Okada riders to the mini shuttle buses and to the long shuttle buses. So it was quite very interesting. Yeah. So Big Sam, you also saw the clip. What do you have to say? Just something short before we move to the next.
Well, I think we just need to give kudos to, let's just give kudos to, you know, what those we should give them to. As far as I'm concerned, the students are really, look at the way they were lined up, trying to, you know, get into the buses, you know, well arranged, and also it shows how orderly they are. And that's what is expected from a learned individual, as far as I'm concerned. So I think that's very fantastic.
So we must give it to the management of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro for doing very well and for making sure that the students are well organized. Yes, because students can be students.
Of course, of course.
So let's talk about the traditional means of transportation. Let's talk about it. And I'm very sure that you must have something to say. So go first, because I have something very juicy.
Well, I would have just loved that you give us that juicy part of the discussion, but since you want me to say something, as far as I'm concerned, when you talk about the traditional means of transportation, nothing has really changed. We've just been seeing a kind of, you know, we've been having this, what's it called, recycling of things or so. You know, what we have today it's not just about today. It started from as far back as the 80s and the 70s and all that. So it's just that, you know, science, you know, kept on improving on those technology. And for instance, we have cars now. We had cars then. We had cats then. You know, just a difference of the, I think just the R and the T, just the T. So we had cats then. We have cars now and all that. So nothing has really changed per se. And if you would ask me, I would really want us to go back to those good old days, because seriously, then there was no much accident, there was no much, the roads were not really, you know, so a lot of things. I don't know, but this is where we are today.
Okay, so let's talk about something juicy I mentioned earlier. So recent times, recently I met with a horse owner.
Okay.
We had a chit chat. It was quite very interesting. We talked about horse as a means of transportation these days.
Wow.
And are people still making use of horse as a means of transportation? That's the question. Because owning a horse means you're not getting fuel. Means you are not thinking of maintaining your car.
But you have to think of maintaining the horse.
That is still like, it's still something that you can easily maintain.
But I would really want to, I don't know what the conversation was with the horse rider, because it's really interests me to see how he was, you know, how he's able to cater for the horse, and also comparing the costs of taking care of that horse compared to that of getting fuel. You know, I really do not know how he was able to.
Okay, so I'm going to say something before we go watch that clip. It mentioned that what he eats is also what the horse eats. Like,
wow.
He take care of the horse just like his own family.
Wow.
Like they are all one family. So, and it's not as expensive as, you know, getting fuel. Parts of cars now are very expensive to maintain cars.
That's one aspect again.
Yeah.
Yeah, things are really expensive.
Indeed.
And some of these things are even imported, not locally made.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the reasons why you have them at that huge amount of money. But compared to the horse, like you mentioned, for somebody who's taking care of us, and he said the horse is eating what is eating. And most of the things we are eating, you know, talk about is he fufu, is he efo, they are local. You get to.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go watch the clip. We'll be right back. Just see the scenario, just see what we discussed, and we'll be right back. I know some of you have traveled by air, you know, ride your own car, your bicycle, your tricycle, and even ladies' bike. Why some have, you know, travel by train as well. Why some on WhatsApp, that is boat. But today, what I have for you is going to blow your mind away. So I want you to stick around.
My name is Adetunji Adedeji, popularly known as Yewalawa. In the olden days, it is used as a regular means of transportation, and usually owned by warriors and among the royal families, because hardly would you see an ordinary people owning a horse, except it is owned by a king and eventually given out to a commoner just for grazing. Destiny is around 5 years old now. I got it about a year ago. Of course, I would say that you should get your horse when it is very young, because you have to grow with your horse. With that, it understands your language and you'll be able to communicate with it very well. To me, as a person, I see my horse as a member of my family. So the same traits I give to every member of my family, I try as much as possible to give it to Destiny. Of course, injection, that is a regular fascination. My horse does not feed on grasses only. There are regular feeds like wheat over and regular food that we eat at home too. Even my horse communicates with me too. Like when I wake up in the morning and my horse sees me, it gives a sound. Oh, that is good morning. And anytime I go out for a very long time and I will be coming back, and it sees me too. Oh, that is, you're welcome back. Like I said in the beginning, horse in those days served as a means of transportation. If you are not going anywhere far away, especially on Sundays, you can just pick your horse and ride on it, of course, without wasting your money on bike that I also call a chaba. As you can see, I'm just flexing around with my horse. So let me tell you one thing about my horse, Destiny. When I got it, some people said, of what benefits getting a horse? But there was a day, one of my friends, he was so curious, and he asked, Yewalawa, why did you buy a horse? And I told him that, of course, I bought my horse for many reasons. But for the fact that you only asked, I will tell you that, okay, my horse could be given out for hire. When anyone is having a birthday party now and he or she loves to ride on horse, my horse will go out there and I will have my money. If you are having a wedding ceremony and you want to shift a little bit from the regular thing that we used to have, of course you want to go cultural, you can ride on horse, and with that my horse will bring in money. For example, now anytime you ride on your horse, more or less you are sitting on a massaging machine, a massager. So now as your horse bounces, it gives you that desired massaging, and the desired fitness you want to have, of course you'll be maintaining it. That means when you continue to ride on your horse regularly, so you'll be able to burn fat and you'll be able to have your blood flowing very well in your vein. So it is an undisputable means of exercising your body very well. I don't doubt it because I've experienced it. Horse generally is controlled by both physical and spiritual aspects. So now, for example, now if you are going anywhere, your horse foresees havoc, even though as the owner, when you have not seen it, your horse will refuse to go. So as a person now, if you are approaching a horse understands that you are coming to play with it, and if you are actually coming to hurt it, horse understands. So anyone can touch or play with horse. So far you have a very plain mind to just play with it. They love to be touched a lot. When you touch your horse or anybody touches it, they become happy. It becomes happy. So that's it. You're welcome.
Welcome back. It's the Poly TV show. I hope you enjoyed that clip. So we had a great conversation, yes, recently, and it was, you saw it.
Of course I did.
And we talked. One thing that you said is that own it from childhood. Is that the right word? childhood?
Of course,
It's also a human.
they have childhood too.
Yeah, so I rode the horse as well.
Oh, you
I
did?
did. Yes,
oh,
I
that's
did.
interesting.
I
How was
did.
the experience?
The experience was quite very, I'm not gonna lie. Do you want me to tell you the truth?
Yeah.
I want that to be in my secret box. But I did, and it was a great conversation. It talked about the importance of horse these days. This is when we need it.
Of course.
This is when we need it. This is the time that we need it. In the areas of transportation, should be told. I think we should have it in the Polytechnic as well.
Yeah, I think there was something that really fascinates me about what he said. He mentioned the fact that whenever he's going out, you know, they also say good morning, and when it comes back, I was like, wow.
Yeah, he mentioned. And also he said it's also a form of exercise.
Yeah, of course,
You know,
of course. And
it's
also,
also a form
and the
of
fact that the
exercise.
horse can predict, you know, unforeseen circumstances
Yes.
even before it happens. I think
Yes.
that's a huge plus for us. You know,
Yes,
seriously.
yes.
But the fact is that I wouldn't know the amount, you know,
It got
it because
Though he said it wasn't expensive. That voice. He said it's not expensive
not really
to wear.
not getting a car.
Obviously, like, I'm not saying getting it at that age. For example, his horse is 5 years old. So getting it like 1 year is not going to be expensive, and also rearing it, it's not expensive as well.
And outside that, there's something that also we need to also talk about, that us represent this, is it royal? There's this royal
royalty
yes, of course,
sense.
yeah,
It
that it
gives you
comes with,
the-
like, you know, when you're on
Yeah.
horse, like, you know, you feel like you are a king or something and all that. So
he also mentioned, sorry to cut you short, he said in those days, like, anyone that owns a horse must be from a royal family.
you see, of course.
He mentioned, and he said those days horse is what they used to go fight war, not jets, helicopters, and
Of course,
the
and
like.
that reminds me of part of what happened at Chivido's wedding, where we had some of the guests
wearing them.
who rode on horse, you know, to the events of the particular wedding. And it was all over the internet, you know, because of the fact that, you know, they were on horse.
Okay, so we've come to the end of today's Poly TV show, and I hope everyone watching, I hope you enjoy the show, and I hope you want to see more of these. But to see more of this, you need to subscribe, like, share with your friends, engage, comment, drop your opinions, drop your thought. Just say something that you feel you want us to discuss about, or some things that you're curious about. You can easily drop it in the comment section, and trust us, we are going to reply.
Yeah, you've added all from Dami. Ensure you click on our like button, subscribe, and also please turn on the bell notification on YouTube so you can get the very first, you know, information anytime we upload on our YouTube channel. And also don't forget that we're here to just serve you the very best of content, educative as well as entertaining content. And also those information you'll be looking out for as a student, as a staff of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, and also as a member of the community Ilaro Yewa